Hi, this is Kristen here. Welcome to the process video. And today I'm working on a layout using Prima's new Bewitched collection. As soon as this collection dropped, I went and bought up as much of it as I could because I'm a Halloween girly and I had like a lot of purples and, florals with it. So I really liked it. And this book piece I had actually cut out. I think that's considered a 6x6 paper pad. And I considered tucking it up at the top here. I wanted to use the full book, but then I just felt like it was gonna take up too much. So I decided to cut it in half. And then you'll see me kind of mess around with which half of the book I want and where I want it positioned. The tag came in a tag pack that you could buy, so the back sides of the tag look like that. And the front sides were, believe pretty much all the artwork on the 12x12. And I actually have an unboxing video, so I'll link that down below. So if you see anything here that you're interested in, you can go check it out. The photograph that I'm documenting is of my daughter. We go to a show called the Louisville Pumpkin Spectacular pretty much almost every year. And they just have it's like in a park setting, and they have pumpkins, carved pumpkins all over the place. They do different themes, and it's just really pretty. So she was checking out some purple lights or blue lights that they had at the show. This piece here is tickets, so the tickets all rip off individually, or you can use them as a strip like that. And it came with, if you buy it, it comes with 2 different designs, and you get 3 of those strips each. So 2 designs with 3 strips, it ends up making 6 total. And I tore some of it off, so you see I've got 3 or 4 tickets down there. The ghosts in this are just so cute. So they're vellum. They do have die cut pieces too that were ghosts as well. But the vellum ghosts are just so stinking cute because they're transparent and see-through. So anything that you put them on, they look, what you would imagine a ghost would be, where you could kind of see some of the background through it. And so I wanted to get a couple of those worked on there. I just thought they were so cute. And of course I picked the ones with the pumpkins since we were at the Pumpkin Spectacular. I might end up doing a little bit of journaling up in the left upper hand corner. I'm not sure exactly, I don't want to put probably too much. I'll probably just kind of document the year and where we were at, just so I know for a future reference. And look at these florals. So I bought all the florals that come in this collection, and they are just so pretty. Now I really don't use a ton of florals on my layouts just because it does add some bulk to your layout. So I would suggest, if you're not somebody that likes a lot of bulk, I would probably either skip out on doing florals, or you could always, to just try to be real mindful of not scrapbooking too many floral pieces that'll be in the same album or whatever. So, because I feel like, if you sneak 1 or 2 of these in an album, that's not that big of a deal, but you probably can't do a whole album with them. But they were just too pretty, and I just, you don't see a ton of purple in scrapbooking. I feel like, to some extent there is some. I feel like this year, I've noticed a lot more purple in some of these collections. So Simple Stories came out with a Halloween, and I still have yet to sit down and do a layout with that, but with a purple kind of Halloween line too. So I went ahead, I distressed the picture, and I also distressed the tag. I was kind of trying to give it, more of a grungy appearance, just because, not to say that the Prima paper is grungy looking, but, just kind of rough it up and give it a little bit more texture. And I was trying to kind of decide exactly where I wanted this place. I wanted to give myself enough room, but not, encourage too much on the design over on the left-hand side, because obviously I wanted to keep as much of the design over on the left-hand side as possible without covering it up. And I kind of like that she's going to look like she's looking up at the moon. Well, slash the florals there once I get the florals down. But that's one reason why I picked out this paper, just because I thought that was kind of cute. So I ultimately decided that this is kind of where I want my picture to be. So. And this layout actually came together pretty quickly for me. I think I worked on it for about an hour. As soon as I got the collection in and had a chance to look at it, I sat down right away and did a layout with it. So the little ghost down at the bottom there with the holding on to the pumpkin, he actually is one of the die cut pieces. So there were a lot of like witch themes, black hats, brooms, witches hats. Most of the vellum pieces for the most part were all the ghosties. So that was really cute. I was so glad that we got a whole pack of like pretty much just the vellum ghosties. And then the die cut pieces had more of like bats and, more less transparent type things, but they still had, the ghosts and things like that in it, just in less quantity. So that ghost there that I'm putting up there is from the vellum. So you can see there's a whole pack of ghosts on the right hand side that were all vellum ghosts. So, and I think you got like 36 of those. So you got quite a bit. I decided to layer up some more florals here on top of the book part, just since there were already florals there, just to kind of, play off of the fact that make that look a little bit more three-dimensional. And really this collection, for being kind of darker colors, kind of more, the flowers have a lot of grace to them. It's actually like a really kind of, I wouldn't say cutesy, but it's not like a super spooky, kind of like dark Halloween collection. It's, it's a lot of like, the ghosts, as you can see, a lot of them are smiling and things like that. So it was definitely one that I really, as soon as I saw them like kind of dropping hints for it, I knew I was going to like it. So, and then I got on the live when they were giving a reveal, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to spend too much money. I knew it as soon as I saw it, but because who doesn't like those transparent ghosts? That's just so cute, because then, it pulls some of the background through it, which is how I think everybody envisions a ghost, is that they would be transparent, be able to see through them, so I'm just trying to tuck up some more of these florals, add a few more little pieces in. I bumped the camera there. I do add foam in underneath some of the petals just because they are a little bit more dimensional. Some of the flowers you can smush them pretty flat, but some of them you can't, and so you kind of have to pop some foam underneath them just to kind of help support them. So and with the ghosts, since they are vellum, I tried to just add just a tiny bit of glue where I knew that the glue would be covered up. And then I end up adding, and I don't know that I do it on camera, but I do end up adding a little bit of adhesive behind, just from my ATG gun, behind this ghost, because he was kind of popped up a little bit, just to kind of help, hold him down. And you can't even tell that there's adhesive there, so. Now, I had initially pulled this piece in, liked how it looked, popped it up on foam, and then I kind of got to looking at it with the two ghosts down here, and you'll see me change it out later. I kind of felt like it looked a little disjointed, like, my intention was for that to all be one cluster down there, but because the ghosts are kind of separated from that pumpkin, from the kind of pumpkin and the lantern, I just felt like it looked really disjointed. I also wasn't going to put any florals down here because obviously I don't want to encroach too much onto that drawing down there, but I just felt like it looked really off balance with, I had, and of course, like the graphic is supposed to be part of the embellishment, but I just felt like since I had so much 3D going on up at the top right, I kind of felt like I needed to at least ground it and pull a little bit more floral in there. So that's why I only put two pieces in there. And then these pieces here that you see me putting down are chipboard pieces. So I pick Magical Night, and then I think the other one is Pumpkins or Pumpkin Fun or something like that. You'll see it here in a minute when I get it. Pumpkin Glow, which I thought was, perfect for where we were at and what we were doing. I love the paper because where it's like the parts are supposed to look illuminated, they really did a good job of like making it look illuminated. So like that lantern, it really truly, like, especially in person, it looks like there's like a glow of light around it. Just beautifully done. I mean, it really is such a pretty collection. And then I tuck in this little die cut pumpkin with he's kind of got like a witch hat on up here, kind of in front of the ghosty, just to get a little bit more pumpkins worked on there since we were at the pumpkin show. And then here's where I decided, like, this just looks disjointed here. Like, I don't feel like the cluster looks like it flows together, because technically the book and the ghosts and all that are supposed to kind of be a cluster together, but because the pumpkin with the lantern was separated from the ghost, I felt like it looked separated. So I find these two pumpkin pieces in the die cut set and decide to use these instead, because then that way I can kind of continue one of those pumpkins down kind of into where the ghosties are. So then that way it kind of ties that in together so that they don't look like separate clusters. And then these gemstone pieces were in the collection, and they have like a really pretty shine to them. You can't really, I mean, you can maybe see a little bit, but a couple of them actually have kind of like half black, half gold kind of shimmer to it. So really pretty. Honestly, I used up quite a bit of these. I might end up going and getting a few more. So I'm just going to put some in each cluster. I put some of them on top of the petals of the flowers. Sometimes some of them I don't. Kind of trying to like mix and match and sizes, because they do come with different sizes and shape, or not shapes, but different colors. So I'm really trying to get different sizes and different colors kind of well spaced out here. So and they did come with like kind of a sticky backing, but the backing, every time I went to rip it off the plastic piece, the backing was coming off of it. So I just ended up using Nuvo Deluxe adhesive just to glue them down. And I'll probably cut away here in a moment and show you some close-ups. I don't think I show myself doing all of this. Maybe I do, I don't know. I was trying to use my little crystal katana, but they're kind of heavier gemstones. They're not like as light as sequins, so I think it wasn't able to kind of pick them up just due to the weight. So and you can even see there too, like, so the branding strips all had really good designs on them. So like even the branding strips will be something that you can cut and use, because even the designs, one of the branding strips that was really cute had kind of like the little ghosties almost like looking like they were peeking up off the page, which was really cute. So, and I mean, I got there was a sticker roll that came in this. There was I got the paper pad, I got tags, I got envelopes. I mean, I bought pretty much everything you could get from this collection. So, and then the 12 by 12 paper actually came with two pieces of each design, so you don't have to like pick and choose, which is nice. And so here is a close-up shot. I think this turned out beautifully. I mean, it was going to anyways, just because of the product. So I'm really happy that I went and bought this collection. And I thank you for coming by to watch another process video.